ultimately, as I said, this election isn't just about me, and it's certainly not about who the governor of Wisconsin is. It's much bigger than that. It's about whether or not we're going to be able to make courageous and bold decisions now and into the future. That's ultimately what's at stake. I know that we can move our state and our country forward because I know we've done it before. I know we have a tremendous opportunity to make that possible. I know that we can do it if we work together. And I know it because I've seen it happen in our nation's past. You know, Tonette and I love to go to different meetings around the country, and one of those we spoke at was in a meeting of fellow governors back last September. That particular time, we happened to be in the city of Philadelphia, and as a guy who grew up in a small town who loved history, I loved the opportunity to go to those historical sites. And so we got up early before one of our meetings and ran over with the National Park Service to where Constitution Hall is at. And it was interesting because I'd never been there before. I've been to plenty of other sites here in our nation. I've never been to Philadelphia to Constitution Hall. And as many of you who've been there before know that Constitution Hall itself is probably about as big as this half of the podium. And looking there, I was just absolutely thrilled because growing up loving history, I always thought of our founders as kind of supernatural, you know, bigger than life, superheroes, if you will. And as I stood that morning in that hall looking at those chairs, particularly with the chair right at the back at the top, with the half-rising sun where Washington sat, it really became so fundamentally clear to me that these were ordinary people, just like all of us here tonight. These were ordinary people who, just like President Reagan, did something extraordinary. In their case, they didn't even just risk their political futures. They risked their lives. I mean, think about it. It was Franklin who said, if we don't all hang together, we'll surely hang separately. I mean, that's commitment. That's dedication. These were people who literally risked their lives to give us the freedoms we hold dear today. Moments like that reaffirmed to me that we're headed down the right path, because whether it was leaders like Washington or Lincoln or even Reagan a generation ago, what has made our country great, literally exceptional, the best country in the world, in the history of the world, is that for more than 2 centuries, in times of crisis, be it economic, be it fiscal, be it military, even spiritual, in times of crisis, what has made this country great has been the fact that there have been men and women of courage who ultimately cared more about their children and their grandchildren's future than they did about their own political futures. That's what has made America great. Let this be one of those moments. Let this be our call to action. Let this be our time in history when we can stand up and say, we were there. We helped move not only Wisconsin forward, we helped move America forward. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your interest. God bless you, and God bless the greatest country in the history of the world.